and twinkling, the mice heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof.
As the mice flew overhead and were turning around down the chimney, with gusto came Santa with a bound.
Heads up, troops, and tie black hands. There's no time for oops. Get ready to land.
Squeaky stopped nibbling Cookie. Freaky paws feeling sick. Squeaky took a look at them pops and knew they were it.
Hands up, you slaggies! Back for the mouse hole! Now there's only one thing that matters. To prevent from slacking, for taking its toll. I moved as fast as I but too many cookies I had consumed. My feet are anchored in melted chocolate that has oozed from the corners of my mouth as I tragically snooze. Look at the rhythm and rhyme when I levitate is at stake. This is not the proper time for fanciful discourse to make.
As Mrs. Mouse ended her fervent plea, the situation took a nasty turn. The Christmas tree took a tumble, and poor Tweaky fell in a crumble. Squeaky was frozen in place, and from the coffee table he could not take chase.
Freaky was unable to move, his feet anchored in chocolate smooth.
Mr. Mouse froze as Santa appeared with a grin. It seemed all was lost, with Santa taking the win. Santa was all dressed in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot.
A bundle of toys had flung on his back. He looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and his beard with his chin was as white as snow.
The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a leaf. He had a broad face and a little red belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and Mr. Mouse laughed when he saw him beside himself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon told Mr. Mouse that he had nothing to dread.
What's going on here in this house? I suspect it has something to do with a mouse.
His eyes perused the living room and beyond. He saw half-eaten cookie crumbs scattered hither and yon. He saw the Christmas tree lying on the floor and chocolate candy oozing down the living room door.
We have a dilemma to deal with here. Of that, I am so very, very sure. Rudolph, work your magic and determine what is here. Call in the elf troop and find the right carrot.
Sure thing, Santa, although in the future I'd rather take charge of this situation before it turns sour. Elves, quick work now, and begin scurrying to gather the things out of place and erect the tree tower.
As 5 efficient elves took matters in their own hands, cookie crumbs and candy goods went into the garbage can. The mice had since hid under the fallen tree until the tree was erected as straight as can be. When the tree was erected once again, Mr. Mouse exclaimed,
Good grief! What now? We can't hide where we've been!
Exposed, afraid, and frozen in place, Twinkie cried.
We can only depend on Santa's grace. You goofy mice, what were you thinking? Indeed, your stomachs must be sinking. You had your chance to grab that loot, but instead you got sidetracked and got the boot. You can only hope that Santa's nice guy and drinks your pardon and lets you walk by.
Santa had been sitting on the hearth, munching half-eaten cookies and taking a break, while his elf troops tidied up their horrendous mess. He rose and walked near the huddled mice. As he loomed over them, he considered their fate.
Give him a break, Santa. He's just a small mouse, trying his best to run his humble house. He has a failing 2 feet, and he's good for his team. He was doing what any good mouse could do to keep us able. Your middle name is generous, Mr. Santa Claus, sir. You can afford to take pity on him, that's for sure.
Santa seriously eyed the 4 little mice. He couldn't help thinking that they were really nice. It was, after all, Christmas Eve, and the jolly old man had something up his sleeve.
Christmas, after all, is a season of our heart, and we all contribute what we can to do our part. I understand that dastardly deeds, the streets are laid out, and you have your due. But what about old Miss Rodon in the bedroom of soul? She's lived a long time and is taken at school. She can't get around to gather her own drugs. Why just let's treat her big toasty good stuff. Has anyone thought to stretch her away, to share, to love, and to make her day? A share of the loot would make a great day. Lighten her load and give her love. And what about all the mice that have no home? They're hungry, cold, lonely, and many barely drown. They could use a heartfelt share of your staff, some food, some love, so off with you dash. Finish gathering the goodies and call some away. Take a portion to Miss Rodon and the homeless and say, Merry Christmas to you, Happy Holidays too, and let me know if there's ever anything else I can do.
Santa turned around and took to his task. Now there's a question anyone asked. He spoke not a word, went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and then turned with a jerk, drawing his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose.
He sprang to his sleigh till his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like a down of a thistle. But we heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight,
Merry Christmas to all and to all a good
Storytellers. Take a bow. Yeah. Characters behind the stage. You did a fine job. Put your puppets down. And we're going to do a quick switch here. But first, what lesson did you learn? Ouch. Second graders, let's start with you, and then if we need help, we'll go to the 5th graders. What did you learn? Wait a second. We need to hear. Very good.
About not to be greedy.
Oh, how perfectly put. How not to be greedy. Who was greedy in the play?
One of the little mice.
Just one?
Or all of them.
All of them. And how were they greedy? What did they want?
They wanted all the cookies and chocolate.
That's right. They wanted all the cookies and chocolate. And who did Santa say that they should share them with? Anyone who needs something, right? So this Christmas, it's not all about what am I going to get for Christmas. But when you go home for Christmas vacation,
It's all about giving.
it is. It really is. Because that's the most fun, is having secrets and surprises for the people that we care about. And the anticipation, having to wait to give what we want to give away. You practice that with this Christmas and see if that isn't a whole lot better than the stuff that you get. Okay, you were an excellent audience. Thank you for putting up with being so squished.
What do we say?
Thank you. It was great. I think it should be thank you, and I'll pay this month's rent. No. Okay. All right, my kids. Let's get out of the way.